And let's move to the next layer, right? Which is identity. I think you briefly spoke about how identity is getting subsumed now. Um, and I remember in the Fintech Yatra we did recently, we ended up meeting a team which essentially was building a tool uh, for essentially understanding whether a content that is created is it AI or not AI, especially from the Indian context standpoint. And it is so contextual, just given that I mean we have invested in the last 10 years as a financial ecosystem in the UPI side of the equation and Aadhaar-led KYC side of the equation, but it seems like a lot of it can easily be. I mean, you don't even need to be a like you say, you don't even need to be a hacker to
Yeah.
essentially kind of
I just need to have evil mind right now.
you just need to have an evil mind. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So how should we be thinking about deepfake and identity, and what are you seeing in that space?
Well, if I talk about this, right, essentially we haven't come up with a solution for this. Now, why I'm saying that, right? I'll give you one practical example. Most of the examples that we see are basically like mostly dependent on what do we do on social media, right? Is someone impersonating someone, right? But I'll give you something more crucial. And this comes from my experience during the time that I was working with a couple of law enforcement organizations during my college days. Recently, GPT came up with a model which is very good in real life photo generation. Previously, if I have to, if I was planning to go away from the country and I have committed some crime and I want to fly away from the country, right? I need to get my passport done first. Then I'll go to someone who will create it and all of it, right? Now that has become very easy with AI. I can create it and it's very difficult for someone to actually say that whether this is the one or this is not the one,
So you mean to say the
right?
passport itself, or
Yeah.
okay? So you're saying passport itself is getting
There have been multiple cases with respect to passports, by the way, with
okay.
respect to defects where people like made fake passports and all. So there have been multiple cases with respect to, which is kind of uh, like state level security that's going in, right? So we haven't come up with a solution for this honestly globally, right? There has to be some form of identification for human which kind of I would say is bioengineered or somewhat. I don't have an answer for that yet, but the world hasn't seen a concrete solution for this, right? You will have different ways to detect deep fakes or do different other things, but again, that would have its own pros and cons, right? Uh, and it's not that easy to kind of detect deep fakes, because once it's detected, next time I'll use a different kind of formation to form it, and again the model won't be able to detect it, right? So for this particular question, I would say the world is yet to see some more innovation. I'm pretty sure that a lot of companies are working on it and will have soon have like better solutions or like more concrete solutions for that. But as of right now, it's a very, very big challenge.
And in a sense, I think my question comes down to we've not solved it from a technology standpoint. So, what are the kind of process guardrails that you're seeing your customers are essentially kind of putting, especially when it comes to, I don't know, I mean, our identity tools, for example, your Aadhaar KYC, video KYC, etc., that we are doing, are they able to detect whether is it really Shubhanga or how are they actually kind of managing it today?
I'll tell you one pattern that you will see a lot, right? Right now, that has changed in a couple of months, and I've seen that in a couple of platforms as well. Previously, what used to happen is you used to upload a particular thing, then you used to take your front photo as a selfie, and then you used to go for verification, right? Previously, that was around like 80%, 10% was going for review. If you see that now, that has almost become 60-40 right now. Wherein, even there is a like slight doubt that's there, they'll say, well, our team will verify and it would take 24 hours to manually check it and verify. And then they do a couple of verification checks with checking the number and all. Right. Previously, we had two-factor authentication while logging in. I think it's becoming multi-factor authentication to prove that you are a human and you are that person itself. So on a process level, that's something that can be done.